Hey YouTube, happy 2023. I hope you are all well and enjoying the new year. I know I am. I have a few things to share with y'all today. And first, I want to talk about the 2022 garden. Some of you may know that I started my first vegetable garden here in summer 2022. That was in June to be exact. And it was my first outdoor vegetable garden, and is in my new home. And I have so much to say now that the growing season has ended. So I will be discussing what went well, what didn't go well, and what changes I want to make in this upcoming growing season. So first, let's start with what went well. First, I would say the long growing season is what went well. That's number one. I live in Northeast Florida, zone 9A, and the grow season here is 10 months. So that's awesome for obvious reasons. That means I can grow my favorite veggies most of the year. And although I moved in the summer and I missed half of last year's growing season, I can look forward to experiencing my first full grow season in 2023. Number two, I think another thing that went well, and that's why it's number two, are my raised beds. As you probably know from other videos on my channel, I have 4 raised beds in the backyard. Each are 3x6 and 20 inches high. It took a lot of work and resources to get that in good shape. Filling it was challenging, but I'm satisfied with the results. My husband and I even made a path alongside it, and I think that was the perfect final touch. Number 3, my harvests. That's the point of all this, right? Like gardening, you want to harvest. And I'm really proud of how the garden performed in just these few months. I got many pounds of sweet potatoes, jalapenos, tomatoes, collard greens, kale, mustards, banana peppers. I grew my first carrots this year too. So I classify that in things that went well, my harvest. Now, let's talk about what didn't go well. So number 1, I got greedy. I planted too many things and they were planted too closely together. And in some cases, I didn't thin the plants out like I should have. And as a result, they competed for nutrients and struggled. And when plants struggle, they send out signals that attract pests, which leads me to number 2 in what didn't go well, and that is pests. So like many gardeners, I struggled with aphids, especially in the warmer months, so June, July, and August. I used a few different tricks that I learned online, such as the soapy water, and it took some trial and error, but the solution that worked best was the potassium soap, because that doesn't hurt the plant at all. It only hurts the pests. It was also a major time commitment because I would literally have to go out and inspect each leaf before determining whether or not to even spray. And it rains pretty much every day in the summer months, so the rain would just wash away the spray that I applied, and I would just have to start all over. So sometimes I would let some aphids take over a plant just to see what would happen, and sometimes the issue resolved itself without any help from me. So for example, ladybugs would come and then eat the aphids, but not entirely. So I did a mix of organic treatments via the pesticides, the potassium soap, and letting nature do its own thing so that I wouldn't spend too much time fighting aphids. So basically the maintenance was the worst part of the pest control, not the pests themselves, because they didn't do that much damage. But I'm still gonna list pests as a category of something that didn't go so well. Number three of things that didn't go so well, I didn't take advantage of all the growing space that I had at my disposal. So like I said before, I have these raised beds for my vegetables. I also have an area in the front yard that could be used. It gets a mix of sun and shade all day, but I didn't take advantage of it. That space will be perfect for any amount of plants in the pots or the grow bags. The raised beds are more of a permanent space, which works well and is suitable for most of the vegetables that I want to grow. I used grow bags in the past, and I like the idea of moving plants around as needed because the environment can be challenging. Sometimes there can be too much rain, too much wind, too much heat, and these are all reasons to go with pots and fabric pots instead of a permanent home in a raised bed. And then, yeah, just put the ends into the garden. And that's the whole garden, I guess. Well, this bed. That's this bed. Now turning behind me, got my sweet potato bed, what was originally called my sweet potato bed. I say that because it's not majority sweet potato anymore. All right, this is how I have to dress if I'm going outside because everything's biting me everywhere. So I need sleeves. I'm getting bit by these ants, y'all. Not ants. Whoever. Like, I think it's spiders. I think the spiders are being super defensive and just very insecure about their situation now that I'm here.
Baby,
So there are a few changes that I want to make to the overall experience in 2023. And so first, let's start with providing more opportunities for plants to grow outside of the raised beds. So I mentioned the grow bags and containers, and I have extra room for that, so I could put that in the front. I plan on growing things like peppers, potatoes, onions, and garlic in pots or grow bags. I also want to get back into growing vegetables via the Kratky system. If you're familiar with my channel, I have a few videos about how that works. Just briefly, that's a form of hydroponics that allows you to grow your plants in containers full of liquid, usually water, with a solution that's water soluble that feeds your plants. So that is another thing that I want to begin this year. I would need a few supplies to get started there, not only grow lights, but the plant food, a few mason jars, and a few other things. I plan on making a video about that whole process, so you'll see me purchase all of my supplies online, and you'll see me set everything up so I can get started. I would be a little bit more patient and less greedy with the types of things that I want to grow. I think a challenge is just letting things play out instead of trying to kind of rush things and make things on my own time. So I'm looking forward to 2023 and this whole growing season. I have 10 months to grow all the things. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna start, but I will start seeds in the next week. In my head, at least, I know that I want to grow some lettuces, broccoli, string beans, more collards, more kale, tomatoes, cucumbers. It's getting to be quite the list. Squash. I'll stop there, but that'll give you an idea of what's to come and what you should expect. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. What are you growing in 2023? Where do you live? I'm interested. Like, how long is your growing season? What are you looking forward to doing this year? I'm excited to exchange ideas with y'all. So alrighty, that's all for me, I guess. Like I said, please let me know what you're up to this year, because I'm super excited and I hope you guys are too. All right, bye.